What advice would you give to individual doctors if they want to get involved in the fight against healthcare consolidation?
Well, I think they, first of all, need to be very cautious when they are approached by an acquiring suitor. I'll give you a little anecdote. So I have a neck issue. I fell skiing and I ignored it for a year, and I finally went to my orthopedic surgeon friend, and he did an MRI, and he said, "Oh, you've got 4 discs that are bulging in your neck. I have to refer you to a surgeon." He referred me to another Northwestern surgeon. I saw the surgeon, and the surgeon said, "Well, it's not bad enough to operate. I think you need to go to my counterpart, who's a PM&R, physical medicine rehabilitation doctor, and get a cortisone shot in your neck." So I did that yesterday. And we started talking about consolidation. And this is an employed physician, right? So we're talking, and his wife is a physician, and she's a 10-year obstetric surgeon, and so specialized. And he said, "Well, my wife's practice is independent, but they were being courted by a private equity firm, and they got really far down the path. And the older doctors in the practice wanted to go with it because it was a good deal. They were offering a lot of money. But my wife was super concerned because some of the clinical policies that, were being they delved into the details. And once they figured out that their practice lives were going to change so dramatically that they were going to have to deal with some of the policies that made them uncomfortable, he said they pulled out. They just pulled cord and pulled out. And I had this feeling of, oh, phew, because you do talk to so many doctors who have buyer's remorse. They're the doctors who I call the worker bee doctors, because they're still there practicing every day. They're working hard. They're in it, and they're dealing with some of the policies that make them uncomfortable in some private equity deals. Now, not you can't paint a broad brush against any type of organization. Some are run really well. Some have a lot of input from their doctors. But I would just say to them before they jump, make sure what you're jumping into. And I'm not assuming they're going to jump, but it's the reality of the day, right? I think the other thing is to really look at resources that are offered, like PAI's resources on value-based payment. It's very frustrating for small practices to try to navigate what are like changing requirements and all of the administrative hassles that they have to deal with just to get their little bump from the MIPS program, for instance, in the federal in federal Medicare program. So, I just urge them to take advantage of that and to kind of align with other doctors to the extent that they can under the antitrust laws. It's challenging. I mean, it's challenging for them to navigate. And we saw the steady growth of employment, and then in the 6 months after COVID and the year and a half after COVID, it was an enormous bump, because so many practices that were just hanging on just decided, you know what, we're going to sell. And we talked with a lot of doctors who kind of lived that experience. And so, yeah, so I would just say take advantage of the resources that you have at your disposal. But we're fighting for you. I don't, it's a tough environment.